very low inventory. We are scrambling to find product to fill the shelves.
I was thinking earlier today, it wasn't too long ago we had gold at 1,600. Now gold's flirting again with $2,000. Silver was, the chart I looked at got like to $17, $18 not too long ago. Now we're at 25. What do you make of the big price moves we've had, and do you think it will continue?
Well, we're kind of flatlining right now, Ron. It's very hard to say which way it's going to go. I mean, I like the flat line because normally a flat line is normally going to be a spike up. But remember, we're getting into the warmer months. Silver and gold kind of flatline. Normally, in normal times, we kind of flatline through the summer months. But as you know, with all these banking crises and everything else is going on out there in the world, this may not be a normal summer. We could spike this summer.
Yeah, I was going to interrupt you, Chris. I don't know what you're talking about, banking crisis. I thought that's all been solved and we can forget about that now. Doesn't it feel that way? Like we've kind of just forgotten about the banking crisis that we had just 4 short weeks ago?
Well, the news can't remember what happened yesterday. And that's the true point. I mean, you know, these banks, I think I sent you an email. Bank of America is laying off 4,000 people.
Yeah.
This is not over. I just don't feel this banking crisis is over yet. I think that something's going to come down the pipeline sooner than later.
Yeah, it would make sense, that we had a banking crisis. Now, I know the Fed is doing something with their repo, reverse repo. It feels like to me what they've done is basically stopped their quantitative tightening, is what I understand, and kind of papered over, pardon the pun, the problem for now. But the underlying issue is still there. And will probably rear its ugly head again. And now we're talking about rates being raised here in May. And then those clowns, the Federal Reserve governors, they're talking about even needing to raise rates even more. Any thoughts on that?
First Mining Gold is a development company advancing 2 of the largest gold projects in Canada. Springpole in Ontario and Duparquet, located in Quebec, each already has 5 million ounces of gold reserves, but exploration initiatives are underway at both projects to find even more gold. First Mining is well-financed, has 0 debt, and owns an interest in 4 additional Canadian gold development projects.
I believe we're going to see one more rate hike of 0.25. Then I think we're going to pivot. There is no way we can keep raising rates with the debt that we have. No way.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see one more. That's what the markets are pricing in. And, I could be wrong, whenever the next rate hike would be probably in June, because there's no rate hike in July, I believe, because of the 4th. I think we're going to see one more.
Okay.
And we're going to pivot. Then we're going to start cutting.
Yeah, because they said, the big deal was the Fed would raise rates until they broke something. Well, they broke something, right? So if they continue to raise rates, and that problem is still there, there's still a ton of unrealized losses on the bank balance sheets. They continue to raise rates, and I'm reading, I just read tonight, Ally Financial, a couple of these other big financial institutions, there's a big credit contraction going on right now. It's a lot harder to get a mortgage. It's a lot harder to get a car loan.
Right. And the people need, to get a 6 point, I think the average was yesterday a 6.81% on a 30-year fix, but you need 20% down. Who has 20% down on a house? Not too many people that I know.
No.
And people are still, going back to silver and gold now for a minute. Our shop's getting very low inventory, we are scrambling to find product to fill the shelves. And it's just, you know, I've turned so many people away this past week. They were a lot of people looking for 10-ounce silver bars. I got none right now. I got 100 bars coming next week. Those will be gone in no time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say, Ron. I mean, it's getting very difficult to source stuff right now, and people are going to say in the comments, yes, there's silver out there. It's always going to be silver out there. Yes, I understand that. It's the price you're paying for it. What's the true price? That's what we need to find out. What is the true price? Is it $50 for a silver eagle? Is it $300 for a silver bar, 10-ounce bar? What is, this paper price? We look at the paper price on the screen every single day, and that's what we focus on.
Well, that's the real price, right? The COMEX and the LBMA. Aren't you big fans of the paper silver, Chris?
That's a bunch of jokes. I mean, that's that's another scam right there. I mean, I guess an ounce of silver, an ounce of gold is what you're willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
I guess that's what we're going to have to come to consider. So, is it worth $2,000 an ounce for gold, $2,100 an ounce for gold? Is it worth $50 for American silver eagle?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're willing to pay that price, then I guess it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
well, some of these bullion banks out there, that's how they calculate the price. When you convert, you're not buying. When you convert your paper or electronic fiat currency, also known as, what's the word? I can't remember, Chris.
Unicorn fart dust, Ron.
Thank you so much.
You should remember that. That's your line, my friend.
Unicorn fart. When you convert some of your toilet paper, unicorn fart dust money for, so a lot of these bullion banks, that's how they calculate the conversion. You pay the premium when you convert the silver or gold, but when you convert it back, they also use that same price. I know that UPMA does that. Now they do charge, they're a not-for-profit. They do charge a monthly fee, and I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not recommending them. I'm not recommending them either, but it seems like what I'm saying is, to back up what you said, it feels like some of the bullion banks are recognizing now that the real price is the real price, right? It's the spot price plus whatever the premium is, whatever you have to pay to get a physical ounce.
Exactly. And I mean, some people pay more, some people pay a little bit less, depending where you are actually trading your unicorn $5 from what company or coin shop you're doing it with.
Right.
I mean, some of these big boys, a dollar face of 90% silver is going for $33. Ouch.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I mean,
that calculates to be like $42 or $44 per ounce. That's a lot.
I mean, I'm still finding stuff on eBay for 20 times face. Just people just have to change where they're actually purchasing from and take some time to look around, make sure you're getting the best price.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just don't go to, your favorite website. If you shop on a website, and, I'm not going to knock any website down. They're all good. To me, they're all good. Yeah, some people may have more problems than others, but whatever. If you're comfortable with one site, look around, because you might find a cheaper price at another website or even on eBay if you stick with the top sellers, people who have good feedback. I don't own any stock in eBay. I use eBay for myself. We sometimes use eBay for the shop.
Mm-hmm. You like Liberty coins. I know you've talked about Liberty coins.
Liberty coin, yes.
You've had a good experience with them. Someday they're going to sponsor you, and you're going to be driving around in a Ferrari. But for now, you do it for free. And I'd like what? Excuse. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I wish they would actually send you some free silver for all the stuff we, are helping them sell.
Yeah, how many
Because
times have we said Liberty coins on this show, Chris? That's a good. They could send us a free few of silver rounds. We could give them away to the viewers. And while we're on that, I want to mention to everybody. Number one, I want to thank Chris for joining us tonight because he does this out of the kindness of his heart, and you can trust what Chris says. And not that you can't trust what other people say, but Chris is not trying to sell you anything. There's no link below where you can buy anything from Chris. He's not trying to sell anything. He's just here as a goodwill gesture to help, share what he knows about the silver and gold industry and to help some people out. So thank you, Chris.
And let's help Ron out, y'all, too, and like, share,
Yeah.
and subscribe. And, leave us a comment. Let us work together. Let's learn from one another. That's what why Ron made this channel for.
Yeah.
Is, we all can learn from one, from one person from the next. Feel free to leave a comment on someone else's comment. Let's work together, because we're all a small group.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I got a bonus buy for the week, Ron.
What's
I
that?
try to pick something from somebody that I feel is a pretty decent deal.
Mhm.
And this one comes to you from Bullion Exchange. They're also on eBay, and they got the 2023's Koala Australias
Mhm.
for the whole tube for 658.31. Now we are recording this on 4/21/23 on a Friday night.
Mhm.
So by the time you post this, these may be gone. I've looked at Liberty coins, the Cook Islands we mentioned last week, they're gone.
Mhm.
So, I mean, just a few mentions of stuff, it just sells out that fast.
Right.
The reason why I'm like the koalas on this one, they're actually cheaper than a tube of silver eagles.
Wow.
And with these species laws in some of these states, it don't matter if it's an Australian coin, Canadian coin, or American coin, as long as it's stamped with the silver content and how much is in that round or bar, you can use it.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
and
what
that really works out to be about $32.92 per coin. There's no shipping with them. That if you have tax in your state, I'm sorry, you're gonna pay more. There's no additional credit card fees with eBay. That's all built into their prices.
okay, and that
So
was with money metals, you said, is that right?
that was with Bullion Exchange.
Bullion exchange. Okay. Okay. And I want to mention what Chris was referring to there. Specie is a legal term, and that relates to this growing number of states throughout the United States that are passing gold and silver legal tender legislation to allow their citizens to reclaim their right to use gold and silver as legal tender, as was written in the United States Constitution. Was it Hamilton that was the father of the Constitution? I think it was. But specie is in some of the laws. Arkansas just passed. Sarah Huckabee Sanders just signed it on April 11th. They have specie language, and what that means is that the state can designate what gold and silver can be used as legal tender, that it's not just US minted coins, but it can be anything, a bar, a coin, I think even a round, as far as I understand, as long as it has a purity stamped on it and a weight stamped on it, and obviously that it's either silver or gold. Is that the way you basically understand that as well, Chris?
That is how I understand. The only thing I question is what, since our 90% silver is not stamped, are they gonna allow that?
Yeah,
That's
that's a great
something we gotta dig. Sorry, Ron, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say that's a great question, and I brought that up with Pat Holland earlier today. Pat Holland is the gentleman from Missouri, from the Missouri Freedom Initiative, who's kind of been one of the spearheading supporters of this legislation, not just in Missouri, but he's helped some other states as well. And he somehow heard your question. Maybe it was on the live stream, Chris. He's like, that's a great question. that I don't think anybody's really addressed yet. So, and I'm sorry I interrupted you, Chris. I have a habit of doing that. Maybe we'll get a little green light that you can have comes on when it's my turn to talk.
Well, maybe you need a bottle rocket, Ron.
A bottle rocket.
Never mind. I'm being funny.
Well, I know, and I'm laughing, but I don't even get it. But I'm sure it's funny because you definitely say some funny stuff.